Hello and welcome back to the Monsters of Monster Hunter Double Cross, where today we're playing with Dreadqueen Rathian, and the quest is a bit of a doozy. To the point where I'm wearing armor that sacrifices one of its offensive skills. Actually, more than one. So, just for reference, here's what we've got going for us. Sharp +2, negate poison, weakness exploit, Heartbreaker, and Challenger 1. And that Heartbreaker is because as soon as you break one of Dreadqueen's, or as soon as you break Dreadqueen's tail once, she loses Defender High and Insurance? Yeah, once you break her tail once, she loses the ability to use Deadly Poison and drops down to Noxious Poison, which our Poison Negate actually does negate. Whereas Deadly Poison just gets dropped down to Noxious Poison, which I am not a fan of. Of course, it's getting to the Dread Queen that's the hard part of this quest. Because a Dread King alone I can handle. A Dread Queen alone I can handle. A Dread King with an Astalos friend is a little tricky. But we're going to see what we can do here. Of course, if you're seeing this, you already know that I will, in fact, get to the Dread Queen. Because otherwise, this wouldn't be much of a Dread Queen episode, would it? Also, another reason I've got Heartbreaker is the whole, once you break a Dread King or Dread Queen's wing, they become flashable. So, breaking a wing as fast as possible on Dread King is absolutely priority one. So, let's see if we can't break a wing right here. Didn't help that we got pulled over the wing. So yeah, still no break, which means we cannot flash him out of the sky. Which is not a good situation for us. Seems our cats have gotten him poisoned. That's neat. Yeah, we're going to keep on working this left wing of his, because we want to see it broken. There it goes. And now we are free to flash. Ow. Always fun getting fly swatted like that. Another thing that's just super fun is running out of stamina. But that's why I brought these. Though, now ain't the time. Now's the time for some of this action. So, next course of action after breaking the face is I usually like to go for the tail, or I said face. After breaking a wing, I usually like to go for the tail. Though going for the face is also a good idea because it makes the face weaker. And if the face is weaker, then we get to get rid of him faster, which is good because that means we have to spend less time with him and Astalos together. Ooh, yes, give me that, cat. Gonna go ahead and grab this sparkly. Okay, we got us a scale, I think. Okay, let's not get ourselves exploded here. That's bad for our health. Is he facing us? Looks like he might have been going for the cat. And energy charge. And getting this flash ready and getting burnt a little. Flash, go! Of course, he did a turning swoop that made him unable to... Seriously, he landed? By the way, as far as I can tell, that's all that G-Rank Dreadking gains, is the ability to land quickly after a swoop and then go into his fire bites. It's kind of unfortunate that what Dreadking gains is the ability to land when flight is kind of his whole deal. Alright, we got our back break. Let's go for this face. It's right here after all. Of course, we got moved to the other side of it. Alright, at least we managed to get our explosion on it. I don't know why I did the whole jumping thing there. It may be a high-grade roar, but his roar stun lasts like no time at all. And again with the quick landing. I really need him to, like, not. Because otherwise I'm just wasting my flashes, and I don't like doing that when there's a Dreadking around. Especially when it's a Dreadking who we want to kill as fast as possible so that we can deal with the Astalos on its own instead of with the Dreadking. Because the thing is, I can handle an Astalos by itself. I can handle a Dreadking by itself. I can take a fireball to the face. But an Astalos and a Dreadking together, they cause me issues, especially when my Thunder Res is like minus 16, I think it is in this armor set. Minus 12. Still, it's significant. Yes, hello. Thanks for the Fire Blight. Definitely wanted that. It's my favorite of all the blights, for sure. That was a lie. Don't tell him, though. Thankfully, Dreadking never does deadly poison. He only does noxious poison, which means for us in our current armor, he does no poison at all. It's actually kind of interesting. Prior to Double Cross, Monster Hunter Generations, the only monsters that were capable of doing noxious poison were also capable of doing deadly poison. It was kind of silly. Made noxious poison not matter so much. All right, got our energy charge. Got our Fire Blight. Jumped off a cat while also getting a heal from that same cat. Really? Doing a quick land into tail sweeps? Oh, we haven't even gotten the tail break yet. That's kind of sad. Ow. Thank you, cat. For once, accidentally jumping away from a ledge managed to still get me clear of the attack that I wanted to not get hit by. And Astalos is here. Hasn't noticed us yet, but yeah, that wasn't going to last long. Okay. Now the quest gets hard. Because Astalos does not like to be ignored, in my experience. And of course, Dreadking also doesn't like to be ignored. That safety rock's gonna die, huh? Yep, there it goes. Buddy, can we start doing more flying stuff so that I can make use of these flashes? Okay, I guess that was too far away from him to count. Ooh, is he tired? Or is he just taunting for no real reason? I can't see his face, so I can't really tell. Okay, yeah, he is tired. That's good. And since we're up here, Astalos can't do anything to us. Ordinarily, I would go for his tail, but I want him dead. Ow. Maybe Astalos and his area effect stun gun deal. Okay, here, have a flash. Astalos, why? Oh, it's because I'm the only target in here. Let's see if we can't fix that. There we go. Now we're not alone. Of course, now Rathalos is mad. But he's doing a back hop. Like mad Rathaloses usually do. It sounds like we also blinded the Astalos. That's very good. It means we were able to do that unmolested. Ow. Oh, sweet. He's dead. Didn't expect him to die so fast, but that's good for me. Hurts a little bit to have not cut the tail, but he's not our target, so it doesn't matter. So yeah, now the quest becomes easy. Or at least significantly easier. Ow. Apparently the hitbox on that is a bit wider than I expect. At least when he does a little quick finish to it. No, go for the cat, man. Okay, I guess you can send that around us. That's fine. This is going to hurt, though. Of course, it doesn't help that our cat decided to just run right up to us, even though it had no reason to do so. Still got to get one more carve. Thankfully, this attack gives us the opportunity we need. Alright, now we get to just pay attention to the Astalos and the Astalos alone until it dies. We're doing very well, no carts yet. Not gonna lie, this is actually my second attempt at this quest. The first time I did not get to the Rathian because Astalos and Dreadking were cooperating to make my life a nightmare. Well, this'll be pleasant. Thanks, Defender. You made us stay health positive for that. Ooh, close. All right. Okay. Now we're all ready to take on this Astalos. And he's all upset. So, fun fact about Astalos, when he's doing this move, he's totally vulnerable to flash bombs. Though I would have had to use a flash bomb against him there. Oh. Wait. What? Oh, our inventory's full. That's a problem. Let's get rid of this tier. I would much rather have more flashes than a tier. I am not hurting for Wycademy points or Zenny. And we've still got 10 flashes remaining, so yeah, we're doing pretty well so far. Glad I dodged through that, because otherwise we would have gotten paralyzed and then stunned. It's a nasty combo. Alright, now we can do some real damage. Going for the face would do more damage than going for the tail, but I don't want to fail to cut 3 tails, or even 2 tails in this quest, so yeah, getting rid of 1 is a nice start. Ooh, feels so nice to dodge both of those by jumping off him. And that was good timing for getting that face flinch. This is gonna hurt though. I need to get away from him while I can. My health isn't high enough to withstand all of his attacks. Most of them I could get away from without dying at this point, but 1 or 2 would probably be able to do me in. Again, because of that low thunder res. Or, I'm sorry, lightning res. The words are often used interchangeably in games, but Monster Hunter, at least in 3U, specified lightning, which is the more accurate term. Because thunder is the noise, not the shock. Nice try with the stun gun, buddy. Excellent, we got us a wing flinch and break. And there's the face break. Of course, can't use breaks to determine how well we're doing because part breaker. But I'd much rather have part breaker on this quest than go without. And let's just get a recharge there, even though we're about to get energy charge. Because dang it, I like sword mode. It's good. And ride number 2. So it's very nice for us that he's enraged and his face is charged here, because that means we get to do as much damage as possible to that face of his. Excellent. I guess we could have done more had we had energy charge actually active, because that way we would have had more affinity, and therefore, like, the one hit that didn't crit there might have crit instead. But honestly, I feel like we did just fine. Yeah, thankfully I'm actually not too worried about the Dreadqueen herself once we get to her, because they basically just put everything she had into her poison. So without her poison, she's not really super threatening. Her attacks don't do a huge amount of damage on their own. And since we're immune to poison, as soon as we get that first tail break, which Part Breaker will make super easy, there's not going to be too much she can do to us. Like, we'll still have to be careful, of course. But, like, she's not going to be one-shotting us or even coming anywhere close to it, I don't believe. I mean, it's always possible she'll get, like, super buffed because it's G5, but I doubt we'll have to worry too much. And let's get rid of this lightning, or Thunderblight. It's called Thunderblight, not Lightning Blight, which is weird. Well, I guess it was named in Tri rather than in 3U, so back then they didn't use LI for the weaponry, I don't believe. Maybe they did. I don't really recall. And since he's tired, we've got an opening to energy charge as well. Oh, that tiredness went straight to rage pretty quickly. Hopefully we'll get the kill pretty soon. I'm not really worried about how much time we're taking in this, because Dreadqueen is not going to take all the time we have left, especially not now that the Astalos is dead. I've always been curious as to whether or not that death lunge actually does damage. I've never managed to actually be in front of it before a quest was over, because it always goes somewhere I don't expect, even though it always goes to the exact same place. Let's get rid of our mini wets. And our rations can also go. Good, that's all we had to get rid of. All right, so we are ready for our Dreadqueen, and we have more than half the quest left, and all of our carts remaining. That is excellent. And we've still got our fire res from our food, so we're at -4 instead of like -12. So all told, we're doing pretty well here. Got a very good chance at pulling this off. So here comes our Queenie. First thing we'll note is that compared to a regular Rathian, she is much bigger and much purpler. And her purpleness is because of all the poison. And as you can see, because we haven't yet broken her tail, she was able to poison us with noxious poison, despite us having negate poison. But yeah, her being purple, her Japanese title instead of Dreadqueen is Purple Poison Princess. So yeah, purple. And we really want to get our ride so that we can get that tail broken. Breaking the tail on a Dreadqueen is priority 1. And there's our ride. And you'll also note that her tail attacks leave those little toxic spikes in the ground. High-ranked Dreadqueens can also do that, but it's an interesting thing to note, because I don't think they start doing it with the deadly poison until Dreadqueen 9. So it takes a while, if nothing else. Her tail's still unbroken. That's not great. We really need that break, because I don't like being poisoned. And as soon as we get that break, I will be unable to be poisoned. Let's go ahead and have us a dash juice right here. It's a little annoying not having wind res against G-rank Dreadqueens because of the new move they get. And I just rolled into the poison. That's not good. Not for someone who wants to be alive. I mean, the poison lasted a short enough duration that I was able to stop being poisoned before I used my antidote, but still. So that Dust of Life should get our cats back faster, which is good, because the more other targets she has, the more opportunities we have to get behind her and thus go for that tail. Though she is pretty big, which means the tail's hard to reach without jumping. So we might need to get mount number 2 in order to get our tail break, or we might need just that, or... Did we break the tail or just both wings? Can't tell from here, but no, that tail is not broken. I think it was a wing and wing and back is what it was. There's the tail break. So now we can't be poisoned, which means if we need to get rid of an item, antidotes are it. And since we've broken a wing, flashes are A-okay. So we may have broken the tail and thus made it unable to poison us, but I still want to sever it, make it unable to reach us. So yeah, now that her tail's broken, instead of doing deadly poison, she does noxious poison. Uh-oh. Thankfully, they give you just enough time to dodge after that wind stun. Why did I flash? I was thinking, okay, I need to use a potion, but I forgot to actually change over to my potions. Oops. Forget whether I mentioned it in this attempt or the previous one, but still amuses me that in Generations, the only monsters that had noxious poison also had deadly poison. It really made noxious poison kind of silly. Okay, let's get back onto that tail until that tail gets off of the Rathian. Losing sharpness there doesn't help. Yeah, go ahead and yell. There we go. Here, have some of that. If we didn't roll when we did, we would have gotten pinned for the duration of that knockdown. And that would have sucked. Ow. Thank you, negate poison. Yeah, basically, as long as we don't take a tail flip, there's not much she can do to hurt us very badly. Which is another reason I really want to get rid of the tail. Because that way we reduce the range on her most effective moves. Just generally something to be desired. Ooh, do a flip, do a flip! That's not a flip. It's a neat move and a dangerous one, but it's not a flip. There we go. So, next order of business, break the face, because it's the only break that will still give us anything. If we break the other wing, so be it. I'm not going to go for it, though. Here, have a flash. And since we don't have energy, let's just go ahead and do some of this. Yeah, Dreadqueen, you need to break her face in order to make it weak. Otherwise, it's kind of durable. Doesn't take too much damage, is not a weakness exploit zone. Ow. Yeah, that actually didn't do as much damage as I expected it to. That is A-okay with me. Considering I'm pretty sure that was her strongest move and she was enraged when she used it. Which means that this quest is basically in the bag at this point. Ow. And there goes wing number 2. Because, yeah, she is incapable of one-shotting us. Pretty much only barely capable of two-shotting us. And we still have 3 carts allowed. I doubt we'll even use 1. Unless I play really sloppily. Or get super greedy. Which I guess is sloppy play. And okay, that attack does more damage than I expected. Of course, my health wasn't... Okay, there's the sloppy play I was mentioning. Really should have just topped off. Because I was exposing myself to getting 2-shot there. When I would have probably been 3-shot. But hey, that's just cart 1 of 3 allowed. So I doubt we're going to use a second. And yeah, let's go ahead and use a dash juice and a max potion. And both cats are here, so no need to sit on the bed. So let's just get in there. Are we out of flashes right now? Yeah, we are. So let's make a few more. There. Wait. There's the stuff. Oh. Full inventory again. Let's see here. Why did I bring nullberries? Either way, nullberries are more useful to us than these right now. So now... Hi. Now we've got our flashes. And let's fix that damage we just took. Oh, hey, she's tired. You feel free to be tired all you want, lady. Oh, I wasn't expecting a mount just then. We're going to want her to turn around before we knock her down, though, because otherwise her face is going to be all up in a wall. And that's not what we want. We want her face to be all up under our blade. Because while we aren't doing much damage to it now, once it's broken, we will be. Admittedly, it's probably more efficient over the course of the quest to just not go for the face. Because while it does get weaker after you break it, like, the time before it's broken, it's still very durable. So, like, it can take a beating without doing much damage to her. So all the damage you lose going for the break, I don't know if it's actually worth the damage that you gain after getting the break. She really needs to learn to track with that move. Yeah, let's not get bitten there. That move actually does kind of hurt. Yeah, I guess our fireballs are pretty nasty, considering our negative fire res. And they've actually only been made more nasty by our having carded. So let's get our flashes at the ready here because flashes are nice. For exactly this reason. And red eyes. Okay, and now that we've broken her face, it's actually a weakness exploit hit zone, so... yeah, now we get to do actual real damage to it. And since she's spinning... right, the Dread King and Dread Queen don't have to do double spins. Yeah, let's not with that move. Also, hey, we've got full brakes. That's nice. Did she just enrage in the middle of what would have been her triple fireball combo? I think she did. Wow, way to taunt after raging. Come on, there we go. Let me get my jumps. I want to do some damage. And my jumps are the way to do it. Uh-oh. I'm so glad they give you enough time to dodge after that wind effect. If you dodge towards her, you're okay. If you try and dodge away, you'll usually still be within her range. So yeah, dodge towards her when that happens to you. That was close. If she still had a tail, we definitely would have taken a hit. This is definitely a pretty big Rathian. I don't know if she's big for a Dread Queen, though. Because Dread Queens do run a lot bigger than Rathians. In fact, the first Dread Queen I ever fought, when I was fighting her, I was thinking, wow, this Rathian is huge. I can barely reach her tail. And it turned out that she was a gold small Dread Queen. Gold small Dread Queens are as big as silver large regular Rathians, just for the record. So, for a Rathian, yes, she was quite large. For a Dread Queen, though, not so much. It's actually kind of interesting how much bigger Dread Queens are than regular Rathians. It's definitely a bigger gap than between Dread Kings and regular Rathiloses. Okay, we are out of first aid wounds. And she's mad again. Wind effects. Get off me, please. Okay, I guess I just completely missed with that first dung bomb. Always interesting. Lady, you should know better than to do a flip when my weapon's put away. Ow. Yeah, I really need to avoid the fire attacks. Those hurt. Plus, if I don't have stamina rolling to get rid of the fire blight, is also not good. So let's make sure we have stamina, shall we? Alright. Seems our cats have poisoned her. I feel like there should be a lot more monsters that should be immune to poison. Like, if it can use deadly poison, I feel like having it not be immune to poison is just kind of odd. I mean, sure, most venomous animals in real life are not immune to their own venom. But, like, this is a video game. Also, wow. Oh, good job knocking her down, cats. That was not a good time to get stunned. So I guess we have used 2 of our 3 allowable carts. Though I've got high hopes about not using the 3rd. If we end up not using my insurance, like, to have the quest keep going, that's totally fine by me. Seriously, lady, doing flips when my weapon's put away is not in your best interest. Unless I'm stunned, in which case, go right ahead, I guess. Nice taunt, lady. Thankfully, getting rid of her tail also gets rid of her ability to leave spikes behind. Because that's just an annoying thing she can do. Like, it can't poison me once her tail's broken, but I think it still does damage if I sit in their area of effect. Oh, you poor misguided lady. And there we go. That is a dead Dreadqueen. So yeah, she's very purple. And I still really like the texture work on her wing membranes. And from a distance, the wing arms look pretty alright too. Like, the wing membrane looks really nice. I'm not as fond of the colors on Dreadqueens, but still, the way the, like, scaling type texture is done looks really nice. And, like, yeah, Dreadqueen looks pretty okay. She's very purple, though. And we need to carve this tail before it's too late. Definitely prefer the color scheme on a regular Rathian. Scales on her jaw look really nice, too. Oh boy, loot. And hooray, we unlocked the HR100 version. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. Join us next time when we take on Gold Rathian, a step backwards from this in the difficulty department. See you then, friends.